What is cross-contact versus cross-contamination? Let's talk about the differences. Cross-contamination involves viruses or bacteria that make a food unsafe to eat. Cross-contact, on the other hand, occurs when the food proteins are mixing together after coming into contact briefly. Even microscopic amounts can cause allergic reactions. Soap and hot or warm water are really the only substances that can remove food proteins. Remember, even if a utensil or food touches an allergen for less than a second, the proteins can mix together. Oftentimes, people use these words interchangeably, and that is okay. And you'll know what they mean if they're asking about cross-contamination procedures for food allergy safety. But it is important to know the difference. Here's a pro tip as well. If meals are being made for several people, make the food allergy safe meal first. This will help ensure that separate utensils, cutting boards, and pans are used. Now take a look at this picture. Can you spot how each of these pictures could be a risk for cross-contact? Here are 4 examples of these risks for cross-contact. Let's go through each of them one by one. The cutting board in this picture is a bit obvious with the oil residue that's left over from another food. But what if you can't see the oil? Or rinsing the cutting board with soap and water doesn't chemically break down the food proteins and remove them? Cutting boards need to be scrubbed really well with a clean brush, hot water, soap. These will help ensure that the surfaces are safe for protection. Or look at the non-stick pan to the right. Doesn't this seem much easier to clean? These can be also very deceiving because when you feel it, it can feel a little oily. And this is because sometimes the food residues are barely noticeable, and it might just appear that rinsing it with soap and water and drying it is enough. I would caution you though, spend a little more time with a clean dish rag, hot soapy water, and ensure there's really no leftover greasy feel to that pan when you're done cleaning it. The can opener picture is also a little sneaky. These blades are skimming just enough of the contents of food cans that they are definitely a risk for cross-contact. Sometimes these kitchen tools are a bit of an afterthought in how they get cleaned. Consider running it through the dishwasher, or again, scrubbing it really well with a non-contaminated scrub brush. Lastly, our dogs can be our best friends indeed. They love us, we love them, and sometimes they want to lick us. And some people know that they're naturally allergic to dog saliva, so they'll take these precautions. But other times, it's a less obvious situation when cross-contact could occur. It's important to understand your dog's diet. Yes, you need to read those ingredients of their food too. And some dog treats and dog foods contain food allergens that could accidentally expose you to a food if you're intentionally trying to avoid it. The takeaway of this section is to always stay mindful of the microscopic food proteins that you can't see and think about where they might end up. Once you develop an awareness of separating the risks, you'll build a habit in your brain. You'll stay conscious of these risks and naturally become better at ensuring that food preparation is safe and healthy cleaning procedures also take place.